Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Sunday, the 14th of March. Hi, I'm Paul and I'll be your host this morning. In the news today, we've got international cricket, we've got NRL action, we've got rugby action, both Super Rugby and the Six Nations. There's America's Cup action, there's basketball with NBA and NBL, football with the A-League and the NZ Premiership, and I'm just realised I've not brought up that result. The snow sports, we've got two world champions in that. There's golf in the PGA and the European Tour, as well as bringing up to speed with that doubles final in the tennis and squash kicks off as well. So it is a stacked morning full of sport for you. And this is your best way to start the day up to speed with all of the important sports news. And let's kick off with that squash over in Cairo in Egypt. It is the CIB PSA Black Ball Squash Open. And boy, is that a mouthful. As the calendar. This is the first event in the calendar, and Joel King, the leading Kiwi women's player, who is ranked 8th in the world currently, had a bye in the opening round. In the second round, she was up against Canadian Danielle Letourneau, and she came through that, winning that one 11-7, 11-8, sorry, 11-7, 11-9, 11-4. To win in just 37 minutes. So a good result there for Joel King in that one, and a good start to her season. Straight after the women's event will be the men's Black Ball Squash Open, where Paul Cole will be featuring. So lots of squash news to come over the coming weeks. Also, over talking about rackets and balls in the tennis, it was the Qatar ExxonMobil Open, where Kiwi Marcus Daniel, along with his partner Philip Oswald, the Austrian who is based in Australia, made it through to the final. Unfortunately, they lost there to Aslan Karatashev and Andrei Rublev, 7-5, 6-4 in that one. So after beating the Australian Open champion and the number one seeds, they came up just short in the final. Shame there, but a good tournament for the pair there. Moving on then to the golf, and in the European Tour, there were no Kiwis in action at the Qatar Masters. Currently, it's in its third round. Fitchard of South Africa leads at 7 under, one shot clear of Englishman Senior in that one. Over to the States for the PGA, where the Players is going on. Lee Westwood currently leads at 9 under ahead of Fitzpatrick, both Englishmen there. And Danny Lee unfortunately missed the cut for this one, so no weekend play for him. Over to football then, and in the A-League, yesterday we had two games. The Sydney FC beat Newcastle Jets 2-1, and Adelaide United beat Melbourne Victory 3-1. That means that Adelaide United climb up into second place there, and Sydney FC into fourth. Really tight at the top. Central Coast Mariners on 24 points, but then you've got Adelaide United on 19, both Melbourne City and Sydney FC on 18 points, and Macarthur FC on 17. So yeah, really tight at the top of the A-League. Today, Central Coast Mariners will get a chance to stretch that lead at the top as they play Perth Glory, and West United will play Brisbane Roar in a kind of mid to lower table clash in that one. Staying over in Australia, actually no, sorry, we should move over then to the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership. It's semi-finals time, and Team Wellington yesterday beat Hamilton Wanderers 4-1 to make it into the final. We'll have the second semi-final today between Auckland City and Eastern Suburbs. That kicks off at 2 p.m. on Sky Sports 7. In that one. So yes, that was our football action. Let's move on to basketball then. Over in the NBA, and 7 games yesterday, including the Pelicans taking on the Cavaliers. In that one, the Pelicans made a strong start, winning the first quarter 34-29, and then dominating the second and third quarters 35-19, 24-9 to really have this one wrapped up well before the finish, winning 116-82. Stephen Adams had 17 rebounds and 10 points for another double-double. Brandon Ingram led the scoring on 28 points, with Zion Williamson also there with 23. So a good result for the Pelicans against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Other results that stand out: the 76ers beat the Wizards 127-101, and the Jazz beat the Rockets 114-99, as well as the Lakers picking up a win 105-100. That means in the Eastern Conference, 76ers still top it ahead of the Nets and the Bucks. Over on the Western side, the Jazz lead ahead of the Suns and the Lakers there. The Pelicans are down in 12th place, even with that win yesterday. Moving on to the NBL then, over in Australia. And again, 2 games yesterday. The Bullets beat the Kings 108. Sorry, the Bullets lost to the Kings 108-119, and the Hawks beat Melbourne United 77-69. So that was a good win for the Kings, who are in now 6th place. The Breakers in 8th place will be taking on the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who are up in 4th today. That is at 4 p.m. The Wildcats will also take on the 36ers at 6:30. In the America's Cup, and it's becoming pretty clear that if you win the start, then you basically go on to win the race. So far, there's been no overtaking in this at all. It's tied at 3-3 as Luna Rosa won the first race yesterday out on course A, a new course, and Emirates Team New Zealand won the second race again on course A. So far, all the races have gone with the best starting team, and both teams have won one race each day. So 3-3 so far. 2 more races today. Over in the snow sports, we have 2 new world champions. First off, Zoe Sandorsky-Sinot, who was the reigning champion in the snowboard world championship, followed up and won it again. She's the first person to have won back-to-back titles ever. So congratulations, fantastic result for her. Her first couple of runs weren't so great, and she was down in 8th place, but she pulled it all together in the final run to win the championship. Also in the finals was Cool Wakishima, another Kiwi. She this was her only had 1 start on the World Tour. This was her World Championships debut. She finished 8th in the final. So congratulations to her making the final. Obviously found it tough going when she got there. That was then followed up by another world title. Again, another favourite coming in to this one was Nico Porteous, who won the free ski half pipe title there. He'd already won at the X Games that was in Aspen, which is where the World Championships is. So he already won on this course 6 weeks ago. So, and he laid down his now trademark back-to-back left and right 1620s in the opening run, and no one could get close to him. So congratulations to him in picking up that. So we've got a couple of world champions in the snow sports. Let's hope they get the due coverage they deserve here in New Zealand. The free ski slopestyle will be going ahead today. Finn Bilos is competing for New Zealand in that one. He qualified fourth for the into the final. So on the edge there of definitely in medal contention. And we wish Finn Bilos all the best in his final. Moving on then to the NRL action. That looks like my scores have not updated properly. Sorry, folks, with you in a second with this one. The Roosters. So yesterday we had 3 games. The Roosters beat the Sea Eagles 46-4. It says the game's still going on, but I can't believe that is true on my one. So it looks like that. So hopefully that score is correct, folks. The Panthers beat the Cowboys 24-0, a convincing win there, and a real good win for the Warriors to start their season, beating the Titans 19-6. The Gold Coast Titans have been putting something together over the last season or so. But the Warriors in there with a good, strong result to kick off the season. 2 games today. The Raiders playing the West Tigers at 6 p.m. and the Dragons playing the Sharks at 8:15 p.m. Don't forget to join the standoff show on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Where Brad and Rich will take you through all the results from the NRL action. Staying over there. Actually, and also remember that at 9 p.m. straight after that show on Wednesday, we'll have the Knicks newsletter bringing you up to speed with all the A-League action as well. So your NRL and football action shows here on Wednesday at Wednesday evening. Moving on then to the cricket, and yesterday the Sri Lanka West Indies second ODI or one-day international was underway. As we said yesterday, that Sri Lanka were bowled out for 273, and the West Indies were chasing down that target. Evan Lewis at the top of the innings, top scored with 103, and set up a big opening partnership with Shai Hope for 129 runs there. He scored 103, Hope 84, which set the West Indies on their way. They got there, though, with just 2 balls to spare. At 274 for 5. So a good fight back from the Sri Lankan bowlers, but not quite enough as the West Indies go 2-0 up in that series. Also, we've been keeping track of the test match between Afghanistan and Zimbabwe. If you'll remember, Afghanistan scored 545 for 4 declared in their first innings, bowled out Zimbabwe for 287, and Zimbabwe were following on. They've reached 266 for 7, so they now lead by 8 runs. So Afghanistan will have to bat again, but you've got to say they're fully in control. 5 wickets for Rashid Khan in the second innings, following up his 4 in the first innings. Sean Williams again is the man for Zimbabwe, having scored 106. Currently a big partnership with Tirupano on 63, those 2 not out. No one else really has managed to stick around for any length of time in that one. So Zimbabwe finding it out, but still looking like a comfortable win for Afghanistan on the 5th day. Into the rugby, and we had Super Rugby action yesterday. First up, it was the Crusaders versus the Chiefs, and the Chiefs made a real good start, pulling out to a 10-0 lead down there in Christchurch. But once the red machine got working, then really the Crusaders crushed the Chiefs 39-17, and that was with a consolation try towards the end there. Richie Mo'unga really pulling the strings with some show and goes, making some good breaks, throwing some good passes. He really was the man in charge there after the pack had given him a platform. There will be some chat about the refereeing. There's some interesting calls in that one, no doubt. But the that didn't alter the result. The Chiefs, the Crusaders were by far the better team. That was followed up by a cracking game between the Brumbies and the Reds. The Brumbies looking in control for most of the game, only to lose it right at the death, 38-40. The Reds doing what they did with the Rebels, which was just running the team opposition off their feet. The Brumbies really did look absolutely knackered at the end there, and allowing the Reds to come over them and win the game. So it was a meeting of the two sides that made the final last year, and everyone is backing to make the final again. So first blood to the Reds in that one. We do have one more game today, which is the Blues versus the Highlanders at 3:35, and then we'll be bringing you the Super Rugby review show at 8 p.m. this evening, wrapping up all of the action from that. There's also been action over in Europe in the Six Nations. Wales beat Italy 7-48 over in Italy. That's Wales' fourth win so far, and they're still on track for the Grand Slam. They've just got France to beat to win that one. France are currently playing England at Twickenham in London there, and leading that one 16-20 in the second half. So that one is live as we speak. They're going into the final 10 minutes with just one score in it. You have now started the day the best way up to speed with all the important sports news. Have a fantastic Sunday, folks. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Helping you start your week the best way on Monday morning. So catch you then.